септември убиха Георги, защото казваше по радиото истината за България.
Georgy Ivanov Markov was a famous Bulgarian novelist and playwright, but in 1969 he defected from Bulgaria and never returned. In 1972, Markov moved to London, where he studied English and started working for the Bulgarian section of the BBC World Service.
Georgy Markov, or Georgy Markov in Bulgarian, he was a famous Bulgarian writer, dissident writer. He has been expelled from his country, or he decided to go abroad and live abroad, and finally he came to this country because he was working for the BBC World Service in the 70s. And in 1978 he was murdered on the Waterloo Bridge by the KGB of that time, you know, because he was very vocal in criticizing the Bulgarian authorities.
Georgy was part of the BBC for more than 6 years. In 1975, he worked on an in absentia reports analysis of communist Bulgaria. They were broadcast weekly on the CIA-funded Radio Free Europe. Their criticism of the communist government and its party leader, Todor Zhikov, made Markov an enemy of the regime.
Драги студентки и студенти, драги млади приятели, драги преподаватели, да живее славния Димитровски комунистически младежки съюз! Да живее Българската комунистическа партия, ръководна сила в нашата страна! Да живее нашето мило отечество, Народна република България!
In 1975, Georgy married Annabel Dilk. She was one of Markov's colleagues at the BBC World Service.
Yes, I know her because she is a writer herself. She used to be a talk writer here, and he used to work for the Bulgarian service. And as she told me, they met in this building for the first time, and he was, you know, a beautiful man with long hair, you know, and she was a beautiful young lady, and they started to meet up, you know, not just in this building, but beyond this building. But this building witnessed their love. Then they got married, they've got a daughter, and they were happily living until he was killed. Initially, nobody knew in this building about their love affair. They were meeting in the cafes, in the restaurants around here. This area is Covent Garden area, so beautiful West End area. So they were meeting outside. But once they decided to go for the, you know, engagement or honeymoon trip not honeymoon, engagement trip to Italy, as far as I remember, and she broke her leg, and for the ceremony of engagement she came with a broken leg. But then when she returned from this trip, they announced their engagement here in front of all of their colleagues, and everyone was so happy about that.
During this period, Markov continued with his unflinching look behind the Iron Curtain and never stopped criticizing the Bulgarian regime. His radio programs were increasingly inspiring dissension within Bulgaria.
Аз спомням си, че беше първата година от следването ми във ВИТИС. Тогава аз и моят колега държахме една малка стая в София, недалече от университета. По това време нямаше касетофони, за компютъри да не говорим. Ние слушахме радио. Имахме един транзистор, така известният тогава, ВЕФ. За съжаление, по това време Българското национално радио не ни даваше пълна информация. Искам да кажа, че всичко, което се пускаше в ефира, беше цензурирано. Политически цензурирано. И дори песните, които се пускаха тогава, бяха редактирани, цензурирани. Станциите, които ни даваха тази възможност, бяха Радио Свободна Европа, Deutsche Welle, Гласът на Америка. Ние бяхме млади, ние искахме да слушаме Beatles, искахме да слушаме Rolling Stones. Спомням си, че гласът на Свободна Европа беше на Георги Марков. Той ни даваше една по-различна истина от тази, която ни заобикаляше. По-друга, по-интересна. И ние го слушахме. Разбира се, че държавният апарат тогава правеше всичко възможно да заглушава тези станции, но ние си ги настройвахме и си ги слушахме. На тази вечер, както се слушахме Радио Свободна Европа, Георги Марков, изведнъж оставяте ни нахлу полиция, милиция тогава. И ни арестуваха.
On the 8th of September 1978, Georgy Markov left his office at the BBC and walked across Waterloo Bridge in London. Moments into his journey home, he felt a sharp jab in the back of his right thigh and saw a man picking up an umbrella. 3 days later, Markov died.
His story is considered as one of the highlights of the BBC World Service. You know, he is considered as one of the heroes of the BBC World Service because he is considered as one of the fighters for freedom of speech, you know, and he was fighting for freedom of speech in Bulgaria. Therefore, he was killed because he was vocally criticizing the Bulgarian authorities. So therefore, he is one of the legends of the Bush House.
Still to this day, the case of the umbrella assassination remains unsolved, and the murderer has never been caught. It remains one of the murkiest and most controversial episodes of the Cold War. Georgy Markov was laid to rest in a small churchyard in the village of Whitchurch in southwest Dorset.